Hello, today we are going to build Plasma Mobile, the shell for mobile phones from the KDE community using kdesrc-build from source from the master branch of the KDE Git repositories. For that we have two resources. We have this wiki page and we have the wiki page for kdesrc-build, which has a chapter for how to build and test Plasma Mobile. So let's go with the first page. So it says that kdesrc-build is highly recommended. So we'll go straight to the chapter for kdesrc-build. I have set up kdesrc-build. So these steps. Now we can build modules, which are KDE Git repositories. So there's a KDE Git repository for the application kweather. So let's see how that thing goes. So I'm in the correct directory. I go kdesrc-build and kweather. Okay, so it builds 50 KDE frameworks and other libraries. And then it will build kweather. So kweather is probably a application using QML, using quick controls, using Kirigami, so it works just as good on the desktop as it works on the mobile phone. Okay, so it built kweather core, Plasma minus framework, and kweather. Okay, so kdesrc-build is set up correctly and it works. We have built 51 KDE Git repositories. Now it says that we should build Plasma Desktop and system settings. So I'm not sure why it says that. So let's go to the next chapter, which is building the Plasma Mobile. So Plasma Desktop would be the interface for desktop computers, for laptops, whereas Plasma Mobile is the interface for mobile phones. So we need to build this. Plasma Mobile and Plasma Settings. This will give us the shell for the mobile phone, will not give us the applications that mobile phone users expect to have there. So a mobile phone user expects to have an SMS application, expects to have a gallery application, expects to have a camera application, a phone dialer application, etc. So those applications we do not have yet. What we'll have after this command is will be done is the shell, the launcher, the lock screen, the quick settings, the settings, but not the individual applications. Okay, and now it would be time to actually start the mobile phone and see how it looks like. So we're not going to use an actual mobile phone, we're going to simulate a mobile phone using Wayland and kwin Wayland. So this is kwin, the window manager, and Wayland compositor from the KDE community, and we're going to use this command line. But first, in order to for the needed applications to be found, we need to tell this shell, so bash, that it needs to not only load application from /usr, so from my Linux distribution from Kubuntu 22.10, but also from the directory where kdesrc-build has run make install to install applications. So this is in my case tilde/kd.5/usr. So first of all, let's look at the configuration files. So kdesrc-build rc. So it says branch group KF5 Qt5. This is the default. These are defaults. I have renamed /kd/to/kd.5/ because I also have an installation of Qt6 KF6 on my machine. Okay, but otherwise these are defaults. This I have replaced from rel with debinfo to debug because I'm going to debug the modules that I build using kdesrc-build. In here I told it my real number of CPU threads, which is 16. These are defaults, and these two also are defaults. Okay, so the only change that I really did was to say the number of cores 16 and to change /tilde/kd to /kd.5. Okay. For that, I needed to create symlinks from the real kdesrc-build and the real kdesrc-run to this directory to /kd.5. So I have a symlink for kdesrc-build, one for kdesrc-run, and I have copied the kdesrc-build.rc file from, or moved this file from tilde/.config/kdesrc-build.rc to this directory, so to tilde/kd.5. And I need to make sure that I always run kdesrc-build and kdesrc-run from this directory in order for kdesrc-build command to prefer the configuration file from this directory, not the one from tilde/.config, which does not exist. Okay, so this is a bit of special configuration because I want to build both Qt6 KF6 and Qt5 KF5. Okay, so in order for the newly built applications which have been installed into tilde/kd5/usr to be available, we'll need to source. So let's go source. kd.5 and then build, and then does not matter which directory. I usually use kconfig, and then the prefix file. Okay, and now the environment variables have changed like this. So to the environment variable path, this directory has been prepended. To this environment variable, this directory has been prepended. This directory, this directory, this directory, and this directory have been prepended to other environment variables. Okay, then we need to run this block. So it says height 720, which is a common height for mobile phones, width 360. It says that it should start Plasma, but not any Plasma, not Plasma Desktop, but the package phone shell. It should use Wayland and X Wayland, and it will run in a window. So it will not cover the entire desktop, but it will run as a regular window. Okay, so the Plasma Mobile, which is the shell for mobile phones, has started. This is how it looks like. These are debug logs. So there's various information. You do not see these debug logs when you're actually running your mobile phone, but I like to see as much scrolling text as possible. I can handle it. Okay, it says add applications to your favorites, so they show up here. I see it expects a finger. Okay. So the clicking on the central button on the bottom row takes us to the home screen, and in order to get to the applications apps screen, you need to drag, but you need to drag not from this slider. Sometimes it does not work from this slider because it opens the search bar. You need to drag from the end of the from the right hand side of the mobile phone screen. Okay, so for now this is the shell, and the applications that exist on my computer are the ones from ~KDE5/USR, so the applications that I have built using kdesrc-build, which are in this case all of the KDE games, and then applications from /USR, so applications that are also available to my desktop computer. So I have Exerciser, so I have Exerciser available. I have Arc, Audacity. So these applications are from /USR, so from binary packages from Kubuntu, whereas Bomber, Bovo, and Calculator are applications that I have built previously while using kdesrc-build. Okay, so I have at most 10 applications that are made to be convergent, that use Kirigami and will use the form factor in an optimized way, and I do not know which those applications are. Okay, so for instance, Bomber is a desktop application, uses Qt widgets, KXML GUI, and fortunately it works okay because its screen is can be made narrow enough. Okay, but I do not know what how to use this on a mobile phone. So by tapping, it seems to throw bombs. So this application might accidentally work correctly on mobile phones. Okay, let's exit. Let's play sounds. Whoa, let's stop the sounds and let's exit. Okay, so this was a desktop application which runs correctly on a mobile phone because there's enough screen real estate. Okay. Amor, this is a not useful way to use computer's resources. How do I close it? Close, yay. Then a tic-tac-toe game. No, not a tic-tac-toe. What is this? A 5-in-a-row board game. Okay. How do we play this? Oh, I already lost. Great. So it's a solitaire mode game. Okay. And this is Calc. So K-A-L-K. Not to be confused with KCalc, which is the desktop application. So this is an application that uses Qt widgets, not QML. So it's made for the desktop. Whereas KALK, so a different spelling for the same thing, is a Kirigami application, and it's made to be convergent and to work just as great on a desktop computer as on a mobile phone. So I'm not sure why there are buttons to maximize, minimize, close. Let's see what these buttons do. So what does this do? It's a it shows the currently running applications, and we probably can close them. Yes, similar to Android. Calculator, show all applications, close all buttons, similar to Android. Okay. And close just this application. Okay. And by clicking on it, we bring it to front. Okay, so does it know how to do arithmetic? Yeah, let's see. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then square root. Maybe I do not know how to use it. How do we square root this thing? Square root of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So there's a binary calculator for bits, a converter for metric units, and a calculator. Okay. And there's additional functions. And there's an about screen. So the about screen is the Kirigami about screen, whereas this is the KXML GUI cute widgets about dialog. So it says the name of the application, calculator, whereas this one is KCalc. So this is a branding exercise. The application name is actually KALK, not calculator. It says calculator for Plasma, so a description of the application. In here the description is KDE calculator. Has copyright messages, licensing, GPL v2 for both of them. Libraries in use, this is the components, so KDE frameworks. This is from Ubuntu, from my Linux distribution, so an older version of KDE frameworks, whereas this was built using kdesrc-build straight from the KDE master branch, so it uses a newer KDE frameworks version. The Wayland windowing system versus XCB windowing system, which means this uses X11 and this one uses Wayland. And Qt, I'm using the same Qt, the one from Ubuntu packages. Okay. What else? Report a bug. What does it say? Firefox is already running but is not responding. So it tries to open the desktop Firefox. Okay. This is a thing that we need to fix as fast as possible. So these are cute widget applications not meant for mobile phones, but some work correctly on mobile phones. This is a KDE framework application. This is a text user interface application. Let's see how this thing looks like. So it started console. The terminal application for KDE Plasma is not called console, but it's called QML console. So it started the wrong application because I do not have QML console installed. Okay, so let's start building some applications that are made for and meant for Plasma Mobile. And part of that list is in KDE Invent, in the GitLab repository. There's a group there called Plasma Mobile that still contains some applications. Recently, 20 of the applications that were here in Plasma Mobile have moved to other places, to other GitLab groups. So we totally need Angelfish, which is the web browser, and QML console, which is the terminal. So let's start building all of these applications. So we'll prepare a command line. So let's see what are the names of the applications. So I'm looking at the status bar. So it says Angelfish with lowercase. Angelfish. Kalindori. Let's skip this one. No Mycroft. Plasma minus camera. Okay. Plasma minus dialer. So the name is misleading, should be mobile dialer or something. Phone dialer, not plasma minus dialer. Plasma minus phone book. We have plasma settings. Plasma mobile sounds. Plasma phone settings. I'm not sure I have it. Plasma same game. Okay. QML console. QML console. Raven email client. We will not install PIM things, personal information management things, and spacebar, which is the SMS application. Okay, what doesn't it like? That I did not put a space there. Plasma same game. Okay. Is apparently a KDE collection. No, it's not. It is. No, it's not. Okay, let's remove Plasma same game. Alt backspace. So we need to build 47 KDE Git repositories. This means that it only builds applications. If it would build a shell, then it will build at least 90 KDE Git repositories. So these are the actual applications, and then some KDE frameworks and other KDE libraries. 47 is a small number when you use kdesrc-build. Okay, so Angelfish. The web browser probably uses Qt Web Engine. Okay, Plasma Dialer is missing dependencies. CMake configure has failed for Plasma Dialer. And I did not tell it to continue if there are errors. Okay, how do we do that? Gate kdesrc-build. Not this one, but the build RC. And I'm going to tell it to not stop on failure. Okay, then I run the command again. It will go fast through the modules that are already built. It will fail to build the dialer application. And then it will proceed to build the rest of the applications. Okay, let's see why Plasma Dialer did not build. So this is the CMake configure step. It says that it could not find libcall audio. Okay, let's install this thing, Ctrl-Shift-T. Opt. How do we do it? Grep -dev. This thing. Sudo apt install. Middle click paste. Go. Okay. Next. Okay. And I should tell it to resume. But I do not know the help. So resume from and then the name. We want it to resume from Plasma Dialer. Okay, so CMake configure was successful. Now it runs make, which builds the module. Then it runs make install to install the files into tilde/kde.5/usr. Okay, Plasma phone settings still did not build. Let's see why. There's no CMake lists there. Okay, let's remove it from the list. Alt backspace. And we say this time resume from spacebar. Fail to build. Why? In the phase CMake configure, could not find libcars. What is this? Search grep dev. Nothing. No libcars. What is libcars? CRS. libcrs.-dev. What is this thing? A C library for asynchronous DNS requests. Okay, let's look at the package. libcrs without any dev. What is that? this thing, and it needs a libcrs.so file. So let's look at the actual files inside of the package for AMD64. This thing, libcrs, okay? So I need to search just for rs. So this thing, libcrs-dev, install, middle click paste. Okay, let's try to build again, spacebar, the SMS application. CMake configure has finished successfully. Now it runs make, which compiles and builds. Okay, let's close some of the log files. Okay. So out of the group inside GitLab called Plasma Mobile, we have built Angelfish. We did not build any PIM things, so the calendar, no MTP server, no Mycroft. We built camera, mobile dialer, mobile phone book, mobile settings. Mobile settings is part of the settings, so we already had it. Mobile sounds. Plasma same game did not work. We have QML console. Raven is a mail client, so we did not do that. And then spacebar. Okay, but there are other applications that are made to be convergent, such as the media players. So let's try to also build those. So we have Elisa, B-Wave, Index. What's the name of the index? Okay, let's find index. Plasma, not KDE invent index file manager. Index minus FM. Okay. And we'll restart the mobile phone, the virtual mobile phone. It closed correctly, hopefully. Let's see what process this was. So it was kwin. Yes, AOX grep kwin. And it did shut down correctly. Okay, let's run it again. And now we should have more applications. Add applications to your favorites, so they show up here. Okay, why do you open the search when I do not want to open the search? Okay, so a totally mobile phone application, the camera. I do not have any camera, so this was a quick test. On the bottom row, the X button closes. There's no tooltips because there's no way to hover on mobile phones. Okay. Discover is also a convergent application that uses Kirigami. I'm not sure why this progress text is not centered. Okay, while that thing runs. So does it have multitasking? Yes, it does. Okay. We'll need to, so we have Elisa. We need to add index FM. As far as I know, there are no meta packages in kdesrc-build, so I cannot go kdesrc-build plasma minus phone minus everything. Okay. So there should be such a thing. There should be a list of curated applications that are recommended when you build KDSRC with kdesrc-build Plasma Mobile. So when you build Plasma Mobile, you might want just a shell, but then you might also want a meta package that adds additional applications such as QML console, index FM, etc. Okay, so CMake configure has failed for the file manager for mobile phones, which is called index-fm. It says that it could not find MauiKit, which is not okay. It should have required MauiKit and have built it. So let's add to the list of issues. Index-fm does not depend on it's not a build MauiKit first. Okay, let's find the MauiKit. So it's in the Maui GitLab group, and we want MauiKit, and this is the name, MauiKit. It built them in the wrong order, and MauiKit depends on MauiMan, which is what? MauiMan. This thing is a manager library server and public library API. Okay. And MauiMan depends on what? On Qt5 system info config. Okay, let's search the package for this thing. Search system info Qt. So these are the only two options: libqt5 system info and QML module Qt system info. It's probably using the QML module. And that will also install the library. So both dev packages are installed now. Okay, no MauiMan, because I don't have the dev package for Qt 5 system info. Okay, just the last try. So this thing, we're going to packages search, this thing, on Kinetic, the source package, and then there's Qt system 5 dev and private dev. Okay, apt install and the private dev. Okay. So MauiMan was configured correctly and built and installed correctly. Now MauiKit was configured correctly and now it's building. Okay, and the last application there, index.fm, which was still not configured correctly because it depends on MauiKit file browsing, which is which? This thing, MauiKit minus file browsing. Okay, let's build that. As far as I know, the file manager application for Plasma Mobile, the mobile phone shell from the KDE community, is this one. Index from the Maui framework. Okay, so it was configured correctly, the index the file manager, and now it's built and installed. Okay, let's see if applications just magically appear here as they get installed. Index. Yes, so they appear automatically. Index the file manager. Let's see what it does. Says that it could not find its QML file. Module MauiKit file browsing is not installed. I just built it using kdesrc-build. Okay. Let me start this thing again. Let's make sure the kwin has closed. Great. What other applications exist for mobile phones? So we have Elisa, the music player. Which says what? Baloo service is not detected. Should work. Where is the playlist? What is this? It started in desktop mode. Okay, let's close this thing, because we have two ways of starting the simulation of the mobile phone, either using this URL or this URL. So I'll make sure that the simulator actually starts correctly and it requires of all of the Kirigami applications to start in mobile phone mode, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I started using this other block of command lines from the other web page, so from this one, and still I have the window decoration, this thing, maximize, minimize buttons, which are not that common on mobile phones, and the fact that I can resize the application to be way larger than the screen. Okay, some things do not work. I do not know yet why, but we'll fix them in time. Maybe there's kdesrc-build issues, maybe there's issues because I'm not running it on a mobile phone. So for instance, playback complains about ALSA things, so maybe it tries to open an ALSA device instead of using pulse audio or its replacement. Okay, and this is the sidebar, because there's not enough width on mobile phones. Part of the UI is implemented in a sidebar. There's settings. What else? Now playing, recently played, frequently played, albums, artists, tracks, files, radio stations. This part resembles how it looks like on a desktop. I'm not sure why the scroll bar moves left to right. Okay. Settings, I'm not sure where the about box is. Let's go next to another application. So index just refuses to work. Maybe it doesn't like kdesrc-build. I can see it was not built using kdesrc-build previously. So maybe it doesn't know to respect the environment variable that tells it to find QML packages and third-party libraries in ~kd.5/usr. The QML dir does exist in the correct place and has the correct files and the correct content. Okay, so index fails to run and says that org-mauikit file browsing is not installed, but it is. Org-mauikit file browsing QML dir. Okay, then it actually fails to load and the application does not run because I cannot see it in the list of applications opened, and I cannot close it. Okay. Discover complains that it could not find a JSON file for recommended mobile phone applications. These are updates for my desktop computer. A sidebar. About box is the about box is below the settings. Okay. Let's see if it starts the correct web browser. So it still tries to start the desktop Firefox instead of the Kirigami web browser, which is Angelfish, but that's probably because it doesn't have separate configuration directory, so it tries to use my home directory for configuration, for discover, and for application associations and protocol associations, such that if from the mobile phone I change the default web browser, then also on my actual desktop computer the association for HTTPS protocol will be with Angelfish, not with Firefox, which will not run because there's no kdesrc-build by default. You need to call the prefix source prefix.sh file in order to have access to Angelfish. So in here we would need to say that the location for configuration files is not my desktop computer, but a temporary directory or a directory just for when I use the mobile phone simulator. Okay. So these cards resize correctly. I cannot scroll by clicking on the scroll, but I can scroll with my mouse. I cannot scroll with left click. Okay. Video players. In here it would want to load the featured applications for mobile phones, which it fails to do. Okay. Let's close this cover. So let's keep it open. Have more applications started. The other applications. Which are they? Coco, the gallery application. It's resized incorrectly. I'll click to move, does not work. How do we tell it to maximize? Click on it. Okay, now it's maximized. Okay, how do we take a screenshot? Not like this. Where is the screenshot application of the mobile phone? So let me put a screenshot in the pictures directory. This thing, this, save. Okay. How do I change the screen orientation? Auto rotate on. Auto rotate manual. Okay, similar to Android, the quick settings are by swiping from the top. There's a virtual keyboard. Settings. It opens system settings, which is a Kirigami application, 80% of it. But still it does not show a sidebar here. Okay, I'm not sure if this is the actual settings application for Kirigami or Plasma Mobile. Says the wrong frameworks version. Okay. So in here it says that before building Plasma Mobile and Plasma settings, maybe we also need to build system settings. I thought this was just for being able to log out and then from the SDDM, the desktop manager, to select Plasma Development Wayland. But maybe we need to build all of the system settings. So let's try to do that if it's possible. Okay, while this runs, let's get back to where we were doing. Where is Angelfish? Should be at letter A, this thing. Okay, the web browser. So again, it starts in non-maximized mode and it has a title bar, which I'm not sure it should have on mobile phones. It starts with DuckDuckGo, the search engine, web search engine that's not google.com. Let's go to incognito mode. How do we do that? Private mode, this thing, okay. Let's go to planet.kdE.org. Okay, how do we close the other tabs? I don't know. Okay. So we have a new blog post from Nate Graham. Font rendering looks okay. Okay, let's open a new tab. How do I do that? I need to move until the bottom bar appears. New tab, how do I open that? Okay. net.gnome.org. So we have two tabs, both in private mode. Correctly rendered. It looks okay to me. Okay. What are the settings? Show developer tools. So settings, know about button, which is not okay. Navigation bar has main menu in portrait mode, tabs in portrait mode, context menu in portrait mode. Back, forward, reload. Back. What does this thing do? So now we have a back button. Totally should have a back button. By default, how do you go back? Oh, okay, this three buttons menu. Okay, it's okay then. Reader mode. I have never used such a thing. Exit reader mode. What about the desktop mode? Yep. It's too adaptive. What about this one? Too adaptive also. Okay. So totally okay for me. The way Angelfish, the web browser, looks for now. Settings, search engine. One click to go back to Google. Web apps, I don't know what these things are. Okay, ad blocker. Enable JavaScript. Switch to new tab immediately. Okay, so Angelfish, I like you. Next. So, do we have system settings now? Settings. And about this system and the correct framework. For settings. This is not a Kirigami about box. Icon view. Switch to sidebar view. This is does not look as like a Kirigami sidebar, but maybe it is. Who knows? Should close when I click outside of it. Okay, some of the... I'm not exactly sure that the full system settings application should start on the mobile phone. Maybe something is not configured correctly on my computer. Okay, and what were the other applications? KDE Plasma Mobile. A calendar. called Calendori or Calendar. I'm not sure if I build this one. Plasma camera, mobile dialer, letter D dialer. No. How do I get to the dialer? I search. And now the search bar does not appear when I need it. Okay. I just touched my keyboard, so I want the 8 dialer. Applications, phone, Plasma phone dialer. Okay, interesting name. Could not find the program USR bin Plasma phone dialer. Yeah, it's not there. It's not in /USR/bin. It's in another place. In another place. Let's start it from the command line. Let's see if we can do that. So YAML console. What is that? How do I start the YAML console? QML console. Terminal. Looks like it. Okay, so I'm in the correct directory. Let's source again the prefix. So source tilde/kd.5/build config/prefix. Okay, and let's start the dialer now. Core dumped. Why isn't it maximized, this application? Okay. Abort core dumped. Okay. What else? So this is great. This does not find a hardware camera. We probably can fake a camera using OPS. Plasma mobile dialer. This thing does not seem to work for me. Plasma phone book. No contacts. Let's create a contact. Okay, so this is the trick that I do to maximize the applications. I go to the list of applications, the running applications, and then I click on the application. Okay. Let's make a test. Instant messenger. Birthday. Does he have a picker? Yes. First of So it started with January 2015 because why? January, not a number. That's wrong. That's worse than 2015. Okay, February 2023. Birthday is 2 months ago. Save. So we have the test user. We can dial or not. XDP KDE background. Hold no parameters. Fail to connect pipewire context. Okay. Send an SMS. Device to send an SMS with. So I totally need to separate my home directory from the directory of the user that's actually running the mobile phone emulator. So it should use totally different settings, different SMS application, different web browser application, different everything. I do not know how to do it yet, but I will. Okay. So I have the terminal, the phone book, the gallery application, 3 applications, and discover. Okay. How do I exit this? What were the other applications? Mobile sounds. Same game did not work. QML console works. Spacebar. Yeah, where are the SMSs? So this is, I don't know, cold message or something. Spacebar. Okay, let's go there. Create a new conversation. So the application is not maximized. I need to go to the list of running applications, click on it to maximize it. I need to select this user. Next. Write a message. Chats. Settings. About. XApp GTK3 module. Okay. So this should be it. I managed to build KDE Plasma, which is this shell with this home screen, with these quick settings, with this notification, these fuller quick settings, tap to take a screenshot, and then do what? Okay. With applications such as the gallery, which is called Coco, this thing, such as the SMS application, which is called Spacebar, the App Store, which is called Discover, the contact list, which is called Phone Book, and there's a terminal which is called QML console. There's a ton of promising things in here, but maybe the procedure of being able to test using kdesrc-build and in this emulator is not completely correctly written in the wiki page. Maybe that needs to be improved first, or a way for us to understand exactly what to expect when we run it using this emulator. Maybe some things will never work correctly in an emulator and will only work correctly on a mobile phone. So, thank you.